quiz for you this morning. What are the most important 3 words that you can ever speak to another human being? 3 words that every human being wants to hear.
I'm sorry.
I am sorry. That's a good one. I heard I love you, but I did hear the correct answer. Let it go.
Oh, let it go. Oh.
Let it go. Oh, but how we love to hold on, to tighten our embrace on people, on things, on ideas, on our beliefs, even in the face of sure evidence that a person, thing, idea, or belief is wrong for us and is doing us more harm than good. Oh, we just want to hold on. We cling because so often we prefer the devil we know to the one that we don't know. But today, in our quest to tame the ego and to step into our higher divine self, we have to learn to embrace letting go. There's a paradox for you. Embrace letting go. Release everything, including people and things and ideas and beliefs that are keeping us stuck. Holding on to beliefs that no longer serve us is one sure way that the ego keeps us trapped in our own darkness, convinced that if we let go of any of our old ways of thinking, we're going to be called then to sacrifice everything that we hold dear. That's what the ego tells us. But the holy knows. The spiritual path is not one of addition. It's not one where we just add more ideas and more beliefs and more thoughts and emotions on top of the old ones. No, the spiritual path is one of subtraction. I was told that there would be no math, but this is what it is. Our spiritual path, it's constantly subtracting. It's constantly surrendering the ideas and beliefs that hold us hostage to our past or keep us convinced that the future is going to be better or keep us convinced that we are separate from God and everyone else. And if we are brave enough to begin the spiritual journey of subtraction, that path of letting go, then we will find that the more we let go of our ego, the lighter our load becomes in this world. And eventually, we become so light that that's what we become. Light. The light of the world, which is what we truly are. So, jubilants, I invite you this morning to start doing the math of enlightenment. Subtract anything and everything in this life that prevents you from saying, oh yeah, every single day, jubilants, you are changing. If you're on a spiritual path, then hopefully you're doing something every day that helps you change, to transform and grow. Physically, though, we all change every day. Your body replaces about 330 billion cells every single day. That's the equivalent of 1% of all your cells in a day. Most of those cells are in our blood and in our gut, and most of them are very, very small. Tiny cells in our blood are replaced every 3 to 120 days, and the cells lining our gut are replaced every week. In addition, we lose about 30,000 to 40,000 dead skin cells from the surface of our bodies every single minute. You lose about 500 million skin cells per day. Right here, we're all just shedding. We're just shedding machines right here, right now. Just wiping it off. Imagine, though, if our bodies did not let go of those dead cells. Imagine if the body said to itself, I worked hard for these cells. I can't just let them go. They have protected me. They have helped me to survive. I got to keep all that. I can't just let it go. The body, though, it's a lot wiser than we are. It knows when it's time to replace those dead, useless things like cells that are no longer serving a purpose. We, as the conscious beings that inhabit these human bodies, we don't get that. We hold on to things from our past, old thoughts and old habits and old patterns and old beliefs and old traditions and old grievances and old wounds and old grudges and, yes, even old joys and victories and celebrations. We love to hang on to the glory days just as much as we love to hang on to the pain. We are emotional antique collectors. We comb through our collection because we want to relive these emotions that we have amassed around these old thoughts and feelings and beliefs. We hang on to all of this, according to A Course in Miracles, because we value them. We believe that we are nothing without these things because they have become the building blocks of our identity. They give our lives meaning. If I'm not what I was in my past, if I forget my past, who will I be? We believe that all these old things define who we are. But in reality, that capital R reality, these things are about as useless as dead skin, blood, and gut cells. They're no longer serving us. And often they just keep us stuck in our small self-egoic patterns. We are unable to even fathom that we have a higher divine self, much less do the spiritual practices necessary to shed all those things that keep us from living into it. So carrying around all this baggage from the past, the Course says, causes us to feel guilty. Now, the Course uses the word guilt in a very specific way. This is not your regular churchy Catholic guilt. Or Baptist guilt, we got it too. Or Jewish guilt, yeah. We feel guilty, according to the Course, because we believe that we are separate from others. We believe we are separate from ourselves and from God because we believe we have chosen, that we had a tiny mad idea, the Course says, that we were separate. And we left our true home, our true unity with God, to become this human form. And we believe that was a sin. That was the ultimate sin. And that when God finds us, God's going to punish us severely. So all that guilt we have about separating ourselves from God, we project it onto the world. We can't take it. So we attack others. We see them as the source of our suffering. We see them as the source of our shame. If those people would act right, I would be good. That's what we value in this world. We value this illusion of security that the body gives us. It's this guilt, the Course says, that we have to bring to the light of love and truth. We only perceive darkness in ourselves, the Course says, because we value it. And we give it the power to run our lives. We give it the power to become our identity, who we believe we are. And we think that if we let go of this identity, this darkness, our sense of guilt or unworthiness, that it will result in our actual physical death. But the opposite is true. According to the Course, letting go of the things that no longer serve us is the path to life. All we need to do is nothing. We don't need to overcome. We don't need to to fix anything. The Course says we simply look open-eyed. For ugliness such as this belongs not in your holy mind. The host of God can have no real investment here in this outer world. Our bodily hosts, they're wise enough to know that it can have no real investment in dead cells, so it lets them go. In this moment, jubilants, your bodies are letting go. At the rate that your cells are dying and regenerating, there is a brand new you created every 180 days. 180 days ago, you were not what you are right now at a cellular level. You're different. Spiritually speaking, though, a brand new you can be created in every present moment. But only if you're willing to let go of who you believe that you were even just a second ago, because that person isn't the same. You've already shed 30 or 40 million skin cells. In that past minute, you're not even the same as you were a minute ago. But spiritually, are you willing to let go of what you think you are so you can become what is emerging out of you now? Breathe deeply. One of the patterns I recently let go was a feeling of unworthiness that sprang from my parents' divorce way back when I was 9 years old. Because of that event, I developed a pattern of anger and cynicism And it helped me survive. It helped me survive that very real sense of abandonment that I felt from my father. He left. That was it. I'm the last of 5 kids. I have 3 older siblings that are a bit older than my brother and I, who are only 2 years apart. So when Dad dashed, Doug and I were left at home. The other 3 kids were gone. And my dad told my mother, Barbara, Linda, and John are my kids. Doug and Candace are your kids. That's what he said. He was a sweetheart of a guy. At a recent 2-day meditation retreat I attended, the leader did an exercise with a guy who had a very similar event happen in his life. And the leader made the point that by not fully accepting the statement, my father did not choose me, as completely true without judgment or explanation, if he didn't do that, he was refusing to let go of a pattern of unworthiness that was continuing to plague him. My father did not choose me. I said those words out loud, and I burst into tears about the same time this guy did. I have done a lot. Over the years, I have done a lot of forgiveness work around my dad. And I did let go of that angry, cynical identity many, many years ago as part of that transformation. But this was the final step that I really needed for release. It's absolutely true. My father did not choose me. He walked away. He disowned me and my brother. He said it out loud. So I can either be upset about that right now and keep being upset about that, or I can go, yeah, that's what happened, and let it go. But you know, the real breakthrough moment for me came when I replaced that fact with better facts. You know what? My mother did choose me. And there was a time when my mother was dating a guy, and he proposed to her, and he said, I want to marry you and take you and Candace back home to North Carolina with me, but you can't bring Doug. And my mother said, sorry. My mother chose me, and she chose my brother. She might have had second thoughts about Doug, but I don't. He's got his own set of problems. But the biggest recognition and what brought the biggest release was saying this: I choose me. I choose me every day that I see the old patterns that no longer serve me. And I make space for them to be seen, for them to be loved, for them to be healed and released. I choose me every single day when I refuse to store more junk in my body by releasing thoughts and emotions that tempt me to turn them into grievances or even those old memories of glory days of happiness and joy. I choose me. Every single day I remember that I am the light of the world, and my only function here is to be an open channel for God's love in this world. That's the power. I want you to say that with me right now. I choose me. Say it. I choose me. There's no one else who needs to choose you. You are God in a bodysuit. When you say, I choose me, you are choosing who you truly are. You're not choosing the old stuff. You're not choosing your memories. You're not choosing your grievances. You're not choosing all that crap, or even all the good stuff you remember. You choose you in this present moment. And the fact that y'all are in this room right now doing this work, you've already chosen you. You've chosen that spiritual path. Let's say it again so it's really powerful for you. I choose me.
I choose me.
Every single pattern, every single thought or belief or grievance that you hang on to, it's a barrier to love. It stands in the way of that true grandeur that is trying to emerge from you. You can call it your purpose or your calling, but we all have something amazing to contribute to this world. It's just trying to emerge from you at every moment, and we're there blocking it with worries of, what, am I good enough? Am I smart enough? Do people really like me? Who cares? You do. You choose you. Jesus said last week, To Peter, he said, what's going to happen to that guy? Don't you worry about him. You follow me. You choose you. Don't worry about the rest. We have to be willing to take this inner voyage, as Richard Hawkins calls it, and then be willing to discard one illusion after another, one falsehood after another, one negative program after another. If we do that, he says, we will find that the darkness that we have invested so much in will start to fade. And what replaces it, he says, is the awareness of the presence of love. As that presence of love becomes stronger, he says, we will feel lighter and lighter. Life becomes progressively more effortless. It's effortless because we have let go of our guilt. We have let go of that thought or belief or feeling that we're not worthy of our true function as the light of the world. Hawkins says, being freed from guilt brings about a renewal of life energy. After I let go of all that crap with my dad, I could have run a marathon. Ooh, man, the energy. I was lighter. I could have gone and weighed and lost 20 pounds. When you embrace the light, you get lighter. In every way, life becomes effortless. Letting go of anything that no longer serves you, just like our body shedding all these old dead cells, it brings new life. And it instantly creates a brand new you. You don't have to wait 180 days. Let go of your worries, that ancient Muslim mystic poet Rumi wrote. Be completely clear-hearted. Like the face of a mirror that contains no images. If you want a clean mirror, he says, behold yourself and see the shameless truth. Behold yourself, the capital S, self, and see the shameless truth which the mirror reflects. If metal can be polished to a mirror-like finish, what polishing might the mirror of the heart require? Between the mirror and the heart is that single difference. The heart conceals secrets, while the mirror does not. So in this meditation time, jubilance, I'm going to give you an opportunity to polish the mirror of your heart. This is indeed the whole purpose of meditation, to see clearly the secrets that our hearts conceal, to make space for them, to love them so they can be released and healed. The goal of life, my friends, is simply let go of your worries, as Rumi says. Let go of your worries and be completely clear-hearted. So I invite you to step into this place of clear-heartedness. And one of the things you can do in meditation, if you're like, I don't know what to do, let your thoughts run around. That's fine. If they're going to run around like a puppy and pee in the corner, that's okay. Let them do it. It's all right. Your thoughts have done that their entire life, so just let them run. But sometimes you can quell those thoughts by maybe asking yourself a question. Ponder on something. What's trying to emerge from me at this time? What new me is trying to come into the world? What are the things that I need to shed? What are the things that I am not seeing? What are the things that I'm unwilling to see? What do I need to let go of in this moment? And remember, as we meditate, there's no right and wrong way. Your mind can wander. And one of the most powerful tools, I think, is that if a thought comes up, just label it instead of making it your own. Instead of saying, I feel bored, I feel anxious, I feel hungry. Take the I out. Say, anxiety arises, hunger arises, doubt arises. Because when we say I feel or I think, we judge it. I'm bored. Well, I shouldn't be bored. I'm here trying to. Well, now you're judging it. If you're bored, you're bored. All right, fine. Boredom. Boredom is here. Anxiety is here. Hunger is here. Thoughts about lunch are here. It's okay. It's okay. Label them, but don't own them. It will change. It will change how you perceive it. You are the big sky. The thoughts are just a cloud. They're not your clouds. They're just clouds going by. So don't own it. And don't be afraid of the silence. Sometimes people find it uncomfortable, but the point is just to listen. Remember, the Spirit is the still small voice. And we hear that in the silence when we get quiet. And practice inclusive meditation. Pema Chodron talks about this. Whatever sounds are going on around us, if a siren comes by or whatever, just include that in your silence. Note it. Siren. Let it go. Someone coughs. Let it go. Not, You know, some people are like, I'm meditating. You got to be quiet over there. Stop it. You're not meditating. Now you're judging. It's all about subtraction. So let go of everything. So make it all part of your experience. All right, breathe deeply.